Destin Legary here for IGN.com, talking about Watch Dogs. We saw the behind closed doors demonstration of the game. How does it feel to finally reveal this to everybody?
It's fantastic. Honestly, we've been working on this for over 2 years, so it's a relief to finally be able to talk about it and show it, and the reaction's been outstanding. We're really happy.
Now, the demo that we saw was very similar to the press conference. It did show some of the free roaming capabilities.
Yep.
We actually climbed on top of a subway car.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting that you have all these choices. What were some of your inspirations for this game?
So I'll be honest, we're inspired a lot by some of the Ubisoft Montreal games because they're all built around us. We're working right beside all those teams, so we have a lot of the free roaming and type of open world gameplay that Assassin's doing. We're inspired by that, and we're also inspired by the fact that he's able to climb everywhere, and something we wanted in our world too. And a lot of people have also worked on Splinter Cell. And, well, Splinter Cell is about the technology of tomorrow. We're about the technology of today. But there are some inspiration there for sure. But reality is our best inspiration has been the real life, our life right now in 2012.
Have you guys ever seen the 90s movie Hackers, where they did the stoplight thing?
Yeah, we did. But we have kind of a different treatment, we think, on hacking than in that time. But yeah, it definitely we've seen.
That moment brought a lot of us back to that old movie.
Yeah.
But one new thing that we saw that wasn't at the conference was tablet integration. Do you think you'll use like a smart glass interface with the Xbox?
Well, we haven't figured that out yet, but we'll definitely look very close into it. I think it's really promising. And it fits right into the kind of things that we want to do with the mobile extension to our game.
And what exactly can you do with the tablet integration?
Yeah. So there's 3 things that we're trying to do. We're not giving all the details yet, but you saw a little demo there of what we're trying to do. One is we want you to be able to access the Watch Dogs universe remotely, through a different way, right? So that means knowing who's connected in the world, what they're doing, and continue to grow your ability to monitor and control the city. So basically, we like to say you have the control of the city in the palm of your hand, literally. And the third thing we want is gameplay. I mean, this is not people don't want to look at stats all day; they want to play. So you can play in the living room with your friend, directly with him playing in the living room, or you can play remotely also on the train and have gameplay in the mobile extension.
There was a little bit of talk about currency when that demo was showing. Are you going to allow people to buy in-game currency?
Right now, we're not talking about the way we're going to do the economy in the game, but there is a deep economy in the game, and that's something we'll talk about in the future.
Now, right away, when we saw this at the Ubisoft press conference, I drew a connection to Neuromancer or William Gibson. Was that one of an influence?
So yeah, a lot of us have read William Gibson, so it's stuff that influenced stuff for sure. We looked at some of the greats who've explored how we use information and the power of information, but we also look a lot at some things happening in the news right now. I'll give you an example. In Chicago right now, it's considered one of the most surveilled cities in North America. There's about 10,000 cameras pointing at the population, tracking people, can read on a piece of paper what's written on it, and no one worries about it. That's fine, right? It's neither good or bad, it's just there. But when it's in the hand of the player or Aiden Pierce, then it can become a weapon. That's what we want to play with.
Are you worried that the player's all-powerful?
Well, he'll need to work on that. So he starts with, the character starts with an obsession with surveillance, monitoring, and control. He starts with that from the get-go, but the player will build his ability to control the city. So he'll start from very little amount of control to very big control. What you saw in the demo is more of a middle game, late game type of control over the city. And the player will choose how he wants to extend that. He'll have options in the way he wants to push his ability to control, depending on how he wants to play the game.
How will the upgrade system work? Will it be similar to Deus Ex, where you have to choose certain abilities and sacrifice others?
So we're not giving the details yet, but one thing is important to note, it's not the character who evolves, it's his ability to control the city. So it changes the perspective a lot, right? It's not like an RPG where the character grows, it's his network, it's all the information he's gathered, and that's much more analog. It's the player moment to moment who decide how he'll do that.
So like you said, that's the midpoint of the game. By the end of the game, how powerful are you? Even more powerful than what we've seen?
Yeah, so we didn't reveal everything at this E3. We have bigger surprise in our back pocket, and yes, there are modifications of the city that are much more powerful than what was shown today. But all the time, binded by what's possible in real life, that's important to us.
Everybody wants to know, is this a next-gen title?
It's definitely new content that's pushing the envelope. So what's the point of creating a new IP if you're not going to push the bar and offer some new experiences to players? So from the get-go, that was our goal. Push the technology as much as we can. We're not shipping this year, so we still have plenty of time to support as many targets, as many platforms as we can for when we do ship.
Do you believe it will be available on current-gen platforms?
It will ship on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. That's what we're working on right now.
Excellent. Well, I know everybody at IGN is extremely excited about Watch Dogs, and we can't wait to see more. Anyway, for more E3 2012 news, be sure to keep it locked right here on IGN.com.